Hi. You probably have no idea where I am right now, but I'm going to ask the camera to move to the right a little bit. You'll start getting an idea. As you can see now, what's coming into view, the light's not very great, but can you see that structure? That's unique. You all know what that is. That's the Sydney Opera House. That's right. I'm in Sydney, Australia. As we come over to the left, you'll see the great Sydney Harbour Bridge. An icon. Everybody knows about that bridge. Certainly we know that because on the January 1st, beginning of the year, amazing fireworks that happen on that bridge. I'm Jay. I'm here in Sydney. I'm here mainly because I'm talking to an awful lot of people about Islam. And I want to tell you some of the things I have found since I've been here. In fact, it's been quite exciting coming from London and coming from Britain, where there's a real acquiescence going on by the government, by the media, by the academics, even by the church concerning Islam. Here in Australia, it's just the opposite. In fact, what I'm finding here is there's no acquiescence or very little acquiescence. There's actually a very robust response to Islam in this country, in contrast to what I'm seeing in Britain. A robust response primarily because they have seen what's happened in Britain. They have seen what's happened in Europe, and they don't want the same here. Let me give you an example. Just this week, there was a case that has just gone to court of a woman completely covered in a burqa who last June was stopped by a policeman. When she was stopped by the policeman, she started yelling out of the window that he was a racist because of the fact that she was wearing a burqa. And then she went and she complained to the police authorities, wanted to have this man arrested. It turned out that on the police car there was a video that was running of the whole incident, because she claimed that the policeman had ripped off her burqa, had ripped off her veil to identify her. As it turned out, from what the video showed, nothing of the sort. What we did see and what they did know was actually that she was calling him a racist because she had been stopped and because she was a Muslim. Now, if that had happened in Britain, more than likely she would have won the case. But not here in Sydney and not here in Australia. A marked difference to what I've experienced and what we're experiencing back in Europe. And in some ways a much more healthy experience, because it shows here that not only are they engaging with Islam vis-a-vis these protests, but they're also saying that there's an identity here, an Australian identity that they want everybody that comes to this country to not only appreciate, but to assimilate to. I wish we had that in Britain. I wish we had that in Europe. It is beginning to happen in other cities, like Germany, where the Chancellor Merkel has just recently said that not only is multiculturalism dead, but she said an amazing statement, in fact just a few days ago, that the problem with Germany is not Islam. The problem is people are not coming back to their Judeo-Christian roots, that identity that made Germany so strong. And I love to hear politicians saying that, admitting finally what we've always known, and that is what made Europe great, what made America great, what made Australia great was that Judeo-Christian heritage. It's a great heritage to have. And if people want to come and immigrate to these countries, they've got to adopt that heritage. Now, we could say much more about what's going on here. It's been terrific to see not only churches engaging with Muslims, but interestingly, even asking for apologetics and, yes, polemics to be taught here. That's fascinating to me as somebody that loves those subjects. I daren't do that in Europe, but I can do that here in Australia. And I love it because all the Muslims I engage with in Europe love apologetics, love polemics, are the first to engage me with it, and as a Christian, I have to be able to engage right back. And I feel right at home in this country that is doing that, and might, I would say, modeling for the rest of the world of what the possibilities are. Now, I'm heading back to Europe. Back tomorrow, I'll be heading on back, going back to London, going back to Speaker's Corner, going back to my debating that happened, the ongoing debates that are on there, and back also to YouTube, where you're watching me right here. But I'm encouraged by what I found here. I'm encouraged by not only how the church is engaging with Islam, I'm also encouraged in how Muslims are, in this country, being asked to take on the culture that is here, to appreciate the values that they have here, the freedoms that we have here, the freedoms like what I'm saying right here. And yes, if they're going to abuse those freedoms, like the situation that we just referred to, they will be held accountable. That's only fair. That's only right. Terrific to be here on this nice, balmy, understandably wintry evening, but here down under, it's actually summery. As you can see, I'm in short shirts. It's great. It's a little confusing nonetheless. As we engage ongoing around the world with Islam, and as we engage with apologetics and polemics, it's important that we understand why we do this. Any religion, Christianity, Hinduism, Islam, or any religion should be open to criticism. And every faith should be able to defend itself publicly. I'm finding that is the case here. I wish it were the same in Britain, on the same scale. This is Jay with the Opera House on your right, and the Harbour Bridge on your left. Signing off from Sydney. Goodbye.